It was dessert week this week, but Terry was missing this week because he was ill. But everyone else agreed that they would still do this week and allow Terry to come back next week, which was really good of them. It only seems fair. It also means that I didn't have a horrible moment this week where it seemed like Terry was just messing everything up. Because it happens every week, but it didn't happen this week because he wasn't there. Dan had a really good week. Got a Hollywood handshake for his roulade. He's very consistent. Dan just does really great every week. He's really likeable. I like Dan a lot. I think he's great. I liked his reasoning for doing his reveal orb. I forgot what they called those cakes. Chocolate globe surprise cake or something. Not a reveal orb. That's very bad. But he was explaining how he came up with it, and he just looked at his kid's bookshelf. He was like, "I'll do a peach." Oh, it was great. Yeah, I like Dan a lot, and I'm glad that he finally got Star Baker, because it's been long enough, and he's been very consistently good. Also, while he was trying to do a peach as his last round, didn't really look like that, but he made a very convincing planet. It was very good if that was what he was trying to do, but it wasn't. Speaking of planets, we also had Kim Joy, who did like a galaxy on the outside of her globe, which was really good. She had a bit of a bad time in the other two rounds, but she did a really good job in the showstopper. Like, it was really impressive. And I've got to respect the turtles. I just love the space turtles. I've got no idea where she got that idea for a turtle in space from, though. Just genius. Completely out of nowhere. I'm going to have to put these all back nicely now. My bookshelf is arranged in colours, and now I'm going to have to put these all back where I got them from. It was not worth it. That wasn't even a good joke. There's a big space turtle in the Discworld books. That's it. Rahul had a good week. Like always. He's annoyingly good. He just like nails it every week. I'm still on the Rahul train. You gotta support the Sheffield squad. But yeah, his showstopper was really impressive with the 2 globes instead of just 1. I was worried that it wasn't gonna reveal properly when he poured it on it. It took a bit of time, but it got there in the end. No Star Baker for Rahul. That makes a first. I mean, not really. He didn't get it first week. But yeah, he's been really impressive and is continuing to be. People who are looking like they were in trouble this week, Karen was not having a good time in the first 2 challenges, but actually nailed it in the 3rd one. Like, her globe was so impressive, and she managed to cut holes out of it, and like it still stayed like it was, and it was a really good idea because that made the reveal a bit easier. So yeah, I was really impressed by her showstopper. Like, she did have a bad signature and technical challenge, but she really nailed it in the 3rd round. Also in trouble were the 2 like best people from week 1, Bryony and Manon. They've not been doing too well in recent weeks. Bryony was not looking great throughout all of this week. Like, she wasn't right at the bottom, but she was consistently like down there, and I was a bit worried because Bryony's one of my favourites. And Manon was also in trouble in the first 2 rounds, although her showstopper was just like incredible. From a distance, it just looked like a white circle. It's like, that's not very exciting. She must have not had time to decorate it. And you get a close up, and it's just like this really intricate like pipe work. It's like, oh, she's done it again. I can't really ignore the fact that no one went home this week. I'm not sure they've ever done that before on Bake Off, because I was certain that Bryony was going to go. Something weird happened in the editing of the programme, I think. So when Rahul took his showstopper up, I think, he was a bit nervous about it, and when they loved it, and he was taking it back, they had like a really quick like maybe only like a couple of like split seconds of everyone sat at the chairs at the end, like when they're all sat in a line waiting for them to announce who got Star Baker and who is going home. And it just like showed a really quick clip of that, and I was like really confused, but everyone looked really happy in that shot, and that like planted the idea in my head that no one would be going. And like the show kind of spoiled itself in a really weird way, and I don't think it was on purpose. Let me know in the comments if I'm losing my mind. Did anyone else notice this? Like, I think it did happen. Because everyone should be sat behind their benches, but everyone was sat in a line, and they don't do that when they take the showstoppers up. So I was kind of confused. But yeah, no one went home this week. Because Terry wasn't there. They didn't think it would be fair to send someone home because they wouldn't have known how well Terry would have done if he was there. And while that's really good this week, because we get all our favourite bakers back again next week, hooray! It also means that we might have 2 people going home next week, which would just be awful. It would be really bad. I'm hoping they just keep sending one person home and we just get like an extra week of Bake Off because they had a nice week when no one went home. We can dream. I've not mentioned yet, the absolute hero this week was John, who had a really good first round signature challenge, pretty good technical challenge, and then like another really good showstopper, and with the tutu and everything, an impressive look to go for. And he even helped out Ruby when she was freaking out. She was like having trouble with her globe, and John was like, how do you make your chocolate sauce? And he made the chocolate sauce for her like an absolute champion. Touch me here. You gotta respect that. You gotta love the Bake Off when they're helping each other out. John's a good egg. But obviously Prue and Paul didn't see any of that, so they couldn't like give him extra kudos. But like it's a nice touch. It's really nice to see. Not all heroes wear capes. Some of them wear tutus. And then Ruby had an okay week. Had a bit of a struggle in the showstopper. Same as Bryony. Their eggs just cracked. I don't know why I'm calling them eggs. They were like globes. Chocolate surprise globes. I can't remember the actual name. But yeah, hers cracked and she only had like half of it. It was a bit of a mare. But I'm really glad everyone's still in. I would have been a bit upset if one of my faves had gone. Although I love them all. They're all so good. So yeah, I'll see you next week for Spice Week. Let me know what you think of them not sending anyone home. I'm not sure how to feel about it, because it does mean we might have a 2-person going home week, which will just be awful. The tent will just be a crying mess, and so will I. Goodbye!